Hey everyone, this is Ted Stock Talk. I just want to put another video about just what's going on in the market right now. I listened to both Palantir and Upstart's earnings yesterday, and oh man, the performance. Upstart down 60%, Palantir down 30% after earnings. It is a bloodbath out there. The overall market again dropped today. It's really indicative of what the investors think about what's going on right now. We have a CPI numbers coming out tomorrow. Uh, this is hopefully going to be the light at the end of the tunnel. Any reduction in the growth in inflation is going to be key to give some investor confidence back in the stock market and growth stocks specifically. Unless we see, you know, uh, a big decline. I think this could continue for the next month. The one thing we do have coming up with when regards to CPI and where it might get better is, you know, it's going to start comping against last year's increases, which really started in April and May. So while CPI is rearward looking, so our numbers we get tomorrow morning are actually going to be for uh, you know, April's. So not expecting myself a huge decline. We might even see an increase in inflation again. However, the rate of increase may slow, which is going to be a positive indicator and might signal that next month, uh, in June, when we see May's numbers, we might actually get a downtrend, right? Keep in mind, May and June, that's last year is when inflation really took off. And it's going to be hard for it to comp against itself, right? So looking to see that it might come down. But man, Palantir and Upstart, whew. Yeah, Upstart down 60%. I do have positions in both companies, so yeah, I did watch the earnings calls. Upstart, maybe I'll talk about a little bit more because I do use them as kind of a comparison when I'm thinking about Tenet FinTech, right? Even though they're completely different businesses, they both are high growth fintech companies, right? The difference is right now, Tenet FinTech, they're guiding for about 200% revenue growth this year, while Upstart is actually only guiding for 60%. The difference is Upstart's a little bit more mature in its business and how much they're making, um, and they're uh, theoretically could see free cash flows uh, accelerating much faster. You know, Johnson did talk about with Tenet that they're going to be spending a lot of money, right? And which is fair. They should be. They really need to be capturing that market share, first mover advantages in all these areas. Upstart is nipping at their heels a little bit, talking about small business loans in the U.S. So that's going to be very interesting going forward. Um, I think one thing to watch with Tenet's Q1 earnings up, they're going to be heavily dependent on where the market is, right? So, like I said, with the CPI numbers coming out tomorrow, uh, if it shows some light at the end of the tunnel and the market starts saying, okay, yeah, we're going to get ahead of this, and we start to see buying back, that could be really good for 110 reports, right? But if the CPI numbers are bad and this market sentiment continues in the negative, it doesn't matter what Tenet comes out with Q1 earnings. They're not going to be good enough to assume investors' fears, and we're not going to see a big increase. Hopefully the stock stays where it is kind of today. Uh, but you never know. It could drop to $1.50, a dollar. As crazy as that sounds, it is definitely possible. Uh, I'm not betting it's anything. I'm just not selling anything. I'm just holding on to all my stocks that I have now and waiting basically for this to turn around, right? The market is forward looking in general. So once it can see that the Fed might start to slow down, once it can see that inflation is decreasing, which could happen over the next few months, It might start betting on a turnaround, and we might get this second half mini bull market that some are calling out to the end of this year. I don't know. I sure hope so. It would be great to see, because also expecting 2023 is going to be another hard year for the market. And until all these recession talks go away, Ukraine crisis is over, the Fed becomes a little less hawkish. It's just gonna be a struggle, right? Like Palantir and Upstart, they both put out really decent earnings. Like they were good. A lot of people hate Palantir's stock-based compensation. It's decreasing, however, it's still there. They said that they're going to eliminate it. So really, we just got to keep looking for, you know, a couple quarters. It doesn't really bother me. I understand Palantir's business model, and that they need the best talent to continue growing. I think they got some really cool stuff that's going to become apparent when I look into it. And I think they're really becoming an industry leader in the next 5 years, especially now at the price today, like yes, $7 for Palantir. That's a market beating price for sure. Upstart, $30. Man, that is crazy. I think that's below IPO price. And the company's still going to grow 60% this year. It's nuts, right? If Palantir hadn't reduced short-term guidance and Upstart had reduced short-term guidance, I think they would have done a little better. But overall, they're still calling Palantir is still calling for 30% revenue growth. Upstart 60%. Like these are big growing companies, and in the next 2 years, they're going to be generating probably insane amounts of free cash flow, for what they're trading at right now. Like if you did a DCF on either of these companies, like they're crazy value. I mean, hell, Tenet, I've done some DCFs on Tenet. I mean, it's a crazy valuation too. Like it's absolutely nuts the deals you can get in the market these days. Anyways, I just want to put out this quick video. I will, like I said, I will be bringing another video on Tenet and the impairment charge that they got last year, 2021, kind of breaking that down. I got lots of other Tenet videos planned, so stick with me. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and see you later.